Hello, we are excited to share your provider snapshot video containing patient outcomes for nephrology specialists. Before we dive in, it may be helpful to emphasize that when HealthSnap was created, we were guided by an evidence-based approach with a focus on remote technology that is easy for patients to use and integrating our system seamlessly with providers so that real-time clinical adjustments could be made. At the heart of our program is our trained clinical staff. They've honed the skill to engage patients in their care plans in a manner that aligns with the patient's readiness to change. We feel these factors have led to the transformative potential of this program, as evidenced by the data we're about to discuss. From the inception of the RPM program, we have identified 272 patients who consistently transmitted blood pressure data, having over a 30% transmission index, and remained in the program for at least 90 days. Their data was then tracked to date, averaging 158 days of participation in the program. In this patient group, we observed a marked decrease in the number of patients with uncontrolled hypertension, from 191 to 162. Concurrently, there was a statistically significant increase in the number of patients achieving controlled hypertension, rising from 81 to 110 patients. Additionally, for patients who have been involved in the program for at least 90 days, we have observed a statistically significant increase in the proportion of patients with blood pressure below stage 2 hypertensive range. Impressively, this figure increased from just 51.5% at the time of enrollment to over 73% currently. Also notably, there was a drop in stage 2 hypertension from 48.9% at enrollment to 26.5% today. We are pleased to report that significant systolic improvements were observed among these patients. The average for all patients participating in the RPM program, including those who have their blood pressure under control, substantially decreased by nearly 7 points. Furthermore, patients with uncontrolled home ambulatory blood pressure saw a reduction by 11.11 points. Most notably, there was a dramatic 14.1 point drop among patients initially enrolled with stage 2 hypertension. Likewise, we noticed a considerable decrease in the average diastolic pressure among all of your RPM monitored patients, averaging a drop of nearly 4 points. This drop was even greater among patients with uncontrolled hypertension, with a decrease of 5.7 points, and almost 7 points among stage 2 hypertension patients. It's crucial to highlight that these statistically significant improvements were observed even though the RPM patients had their diastolic pressure within the control range at baseline, and even the stage 2 hypertension patients were only 3 points away from controlled diastolic blood pressure. Finally, we observed significant reductions in pulse pressure across all of these groups as well, a noteworthy point given the decreases in diastolic pressure. 3.9 point reduction amongst all patients, 5.4 points amongst the uncontrolled group, and a 7.2 point drop for stage 2 hypertensive patients. Most of all, we'd like to share that your patients are enjoying the HealthSnap program. Research shows digital care works if it's patient-centered, instills self-efficacy, and health literacy. So we do just that by having our clinical staff educate patients on evidence-based strategies to take control of their health. In conclusion, the ultimate measure of our collaboration lies in how patients are faring and their perception of the program, particularly its impact on the access to concierge-style care right in their homes. We are delighted to report that your patients are finding value in the HealthSnap program implemented by NSPC. This initiative has successfully fostered a strong and meaningful bond between patients and their care navigators, providing a continuity of care that is increasingly rare in today's healthcare landscape. Looking ahead, we are thrilled to continue our collaboration, scaling up and transforming lives through this innovative approach to remote care. Thank you.